Hello and welcome to the show. We are here today on Forza Horizon 4 with the Hot Wheels DLC vehicles. Apparently they're all called the Hot Wheels Metro, which is... regardless, this is the Nash. We're going to be doing a race with a car stock and modified. We're going to show off a couple of the new cars today. Starting with the Nash, it is a small, quite wacky, custom vehicle. The wheels stick out from the side. It's a bit odd. I'm not sure what the dice are about either on the top. I don't know. It's quite leery, I think, is the best words to describe it. It should make for an entertaining... Oh, we're all the way at the back. It should make for an entertaining race from the back of the field. We're going to slip and slide our way towards turn 1, possibly. Oh, there we go. It's fine. It does wander around a little bit in a straight line. It doesn't have the most amount of grip. It doesn't have the least amount of grip of anything I've ever driven. But, yeah, it's a little bit fun, a little bit odd to drive. It slides around super easily. It's about 300 horsepower and it weighs about 2,200 pounds. So, yeah, not... oh, God. It's a bit busy through the middle. Yeah, not easy to keep control of at all. You can see the rear wheels, how thin they are. I'm not quite sure what compound tyres they're on. They look... Visually they look like vintage race, but they're not, because that's an option you can swap it onto, so... Yeah, it doesn't have a huge amount of grip. We're going to hopefully get past Hyper. That was very risky, but there was space. And I mean, we come from the back of the field, we kind of have to get these moves done, otherwise the leaders will be too far out of range by the time we got through. I mean, already Longbow and Pega are streaking away at the front a little bit. Can we get up to maybe a podium? Who knows? We are going to try and... It's just minimise wheel spin when you can with this car. It's really tempting, and it is good fun to throw it around sideways, but... You've got to try and minimise that wheel spin if you can. Ewan's trying to cling on to third at the moment. Oh, don't hit any walls. Be careful with the wheels sticking out of the car ever so slightly. Easy to kind of catch them on something. There we go. This does it. Try to get on power carefully all the way up the hill. Still looking for a way past up ahead, and this is going to very quickly become very busy. A 4-car battle for third. Likely to end in danger, shall we say. We're going to give Gliska a help, but... all the way off the corner. Yep, we're in a hurry. Not quite going to find our way past to the outside there. We're better off biding our time and waiting. Longbow is a second clear of Impega. I don't know if we've really moved much in the grand scheme of things this lap around. Oh, don't want to take out the fence too much if we can help that. Ewan's wide. Everyone's gone quite wide of the apex there. We took the corner normally. We're going to make up some time, but it's not going to be enough. Chris might make it up to third. Ewan's lost a lot of time, actually, out wide there. We got a little earlier on the brakes. My hope is, oh, Gliska, you're going to stop that in time. You are. Nicely done. Might actually let me pass Ewan as well. It does. Although Ewan's going to fight back here. No, we're just swapping paint. This is a great race. One-make races are generally quite close, of course, but this is a wonderful battle we got going on over now 4th place, and hopefully soon to be 3rd place. Can we get on the power out of there? Nicely, we do. Come on, orange machine, you can do something here. We can make a move for 4th, I'm hoping. We'll just stare at the back of the blue and pink car. Can I side around the outside here? Now, I've got to be very careful. I've got to make sure I get it stopped on this part. Because we're going to want to try and cut back underneath. Can't quite do it. We try and get on the power. It spins the wheels a little bit. Oh, on a very tight line down there. I had to be quite slow. Alright, we're up to 4. That was a interesting and quite scary overtake. I could see the car right behind. That is going to be looking for a way past. I want to go and see. You really want to go and attack. We're going to attack Chris at the moment, but can't get stopped into turn 1 very well. But I've got to be careful. If we go all out attack, we will lose 4th place. But if we can get a good run through here and just pull a gap, we can just get out of attacking range, which we might have done here. We can kind of focus our energies on getting 3rd. Now, we've been very quick off this hairpin. This is where I've been gaining time. By maybe not by sliding it less than the cars around, I don't know. Every time I've been getting off that hairpin, we get off it well, although we do get a slide as we go into 3rd gears, moving around from the vehicle ahead. There's a good battle on at the front here. I don't dislike this car. I mean, it's as far as C-Class goes, yes, it is quite leery, but it's not too bad to drive. There's a certain way to drive it, and a certain, I say, challenge to driving it, but it's kind of fun. It's fun in its own way. Definitely. Not sure how crazy quick it's going to be, but yeah, it's entertaining. And Pega has got the lead away from Longbow. We're catching Chris here, but are we going to have enough time? If we have enough time, it's going to have to be one hell of an overtake somewhere around this lap. A little wide at turn 1, perhaps. There's so much sliding. The leaders are really slowing each other down now. It's a shame we don't have any more time. Chris has gone wide here. Okay, where do we find a way past? Do we have a look to the inside here? No, Chris covers. We may have to try it. We may have to try the same pass we did to Gliski if we get off this corner well here, which we have again. Got off the turn nicely. Don't spin the wheels over the bumps down here. Oh, we're going to do it, I think. We're going to try it anyway. We're to the bumper, but there's nowhere to go down there. Chris goes a little wide through the first part. Can I duck underneath through here? Again, if I try too much trying to set up my pass, we could come into trouble against Gliska. Oh, we're right on the bumper. It's just where do we find a way past? Can we do it on the run to the line if we get a better run out the final corner? In theory, yes, but it's not enough time. Pega's going to win. A great battle at the front. Fantastic battle at the third as well. I just didn't have quite enough time to find a way past. Damn it. Mine and Chris's laps identical. 105.065. Jesus, and Pega was exactly 1/10 of a second faster. Yeah, I actually like that car. In a weird sort of a way, it's like a fun challenge to drive, but I feel like I can get that car. I can figure out how to drive that one, and that was good. I enjoyed that race. Let's go see what they're like modified. So, what might the Nash be like when upgraded to A class? That's what we have here. Now, everyone was free to upgrade them how they saw fit, although they weren't allowed to change the drive lines. They couldn't make an all drive, weren't allowed to swap out the engine. So it's still kind of the basic, the base vehicle. Now, actually PI-wise, there isn't much you can do with the tyres. You can't change the tyre width, which is what was probably one of this car's biggest problems. Tiny, skinny tyres, a fair chunk of power, isn't great. And you can't give it really big tyres, which is a little bit of a shame on that front. You can put it on race tyres. I would imagine most of the cars here are running race tyres. The engine doesn't get huge amounts of power when upgraded, so it is unlikely too many have gone for a crazy power, or gone for all power, and less in the way of tyres. That's basically going to be your options with this. I mean, this is still, it's 450 horsepower. I've got this running on in race tyres, about 2,200 pounds, something like that. So the power to weight ratio is pretty massive on this vehicle, full stop. Traction should be better, of course, much grippier tyres here. We get a good run onto the back straight. Are we going to find a way past Ewan at the fast section? That's always, do you give it a try? Around the outside is a no, although Ewan's going to be very slow on the exit, thank you. That is too good an opportunity to pass up him. Pega brushed a rock and is going to lose out there. Ooh, the front end actually changing direction pretty good. I'm surprised, because it is pretty small tyres all around. I wasn't expecting the front end to be as cooperative as it actually is. We're quick through there. Can I be quick? Can we get a good run? We just follow Pega up the field here. Yeah, Gliska runs a little bit wide, and then it's just follow the leader down there. Ooh, don't hit the wall though. Where do I brake? I don't know. Somewhere. I'm going to brake a little bit early just to make sure I get it. Just so I don't want to miss a checkpoint in all of that. There we go. Nicely does it. Can we have a go to the inside of the hairpin? It's tempting, but it's a difficult. That's a really difficult one to overtake on. It's almost like it is more important to get the exit right there than on the way in. If you can dive at the inside, but you're very slow on the exit. And then you're slow all the way down the straight. If you focus on the exit, you might not get past immediately, but you can get a good run down here. How quick? Oh, I turned in. I thought I'd missed the checkpoint there. This thing it's got way more turning than I just don't expect it to turn in as well as it does. We can have a little bit of a dive to the inside of Pega. Can't quite get it done. Now, if we fight like this for too long, we're going to let Clark maybe even catch up back there in second. There is no, not quite space. We had a look, there's a light bit of contact, we get some big understeer through there, a lift on the way, and Pega left it a bit later to have a lift through there. We've got some speed in our car here, that much is for sure. Can I have a look to the inside now at turn one? Oh, The problem is the inside, you're on such a tight line all the way into that corner, and again, being wary and not wanting to miss a checkpoint. Not going to get anything done there. It is a much more planted now. A-Class, this feels good. Now, of course, it's very difficult when you have nothing else to compare it to. It's a car to drive. I'm quite liking this. I'm sure it's not going to be crazy fast necessarily. Oh, God, get that corner right. I had a couple of goes at turning in and made a little bit of a mess of it all. But, yeah. This much power, this little weight on race tyres is going to have a fairly profound effect. Of course, and we are doing this all on tarmac stuff. Naturally, if this was being taken off-road, this would not be the way you go for it. I probably wouldn't be a very good off-road car. The tyres are too small in general. Even with an all-wheel drive swap, big tyres help. We have a big lift on the way in. Okay, I could have got to the throttle a little bit sooner there. Just a little bit too much of a lift through that section. And Pegger's made a little smidge of a gap. I mean, it's only half a second here. Turn 1 has been letting me down most. Trying to get this... It's always nerve-wracking when you're in a car you don't know very well. Trying to get the braking right through there. We got it much better this time around. Again, we're right on the bumper of Impegga's car. Yeah, but where do we find a way past? Be good down this back straight, always important. You kind of hope that Impegga's going to leave a gap somewhere that we can find our way past. We've got a huge lead over the rest of the field in this one. Come on, vehicle. Not quite got the grip through there. We get a good run, but again, it's not a big enough gap for us to just fire the car at the inside. We're slightly faster on the straight down there, but it's not quite putting us close enough. Maybe if we can be spot on through here and be close for turn 1. We've got to have a go somewhere. It's just, where do you have a dive? Do we have a big lunge at turn 1? Because this is where we have got speed. Impegga kind of moves it across a little bit to cover. Wary of the speed I got through here last lap around. We're both on the grass a smidge. I was a little more aggressive, and the grass actually not helpful, of course, not on rally tyres. Although Impegga's gone wide at the hairpin, it's not by much, but all of these like little tenths of a second matter here. Am I going to just follow him? I don't want to just follow Impegga's car. However, at the moment, we've got one more chance really at overtaking. Unless there's mistakes from somewhere, we get one more shot at overtaking. And Impegga is going to know that this is probably the one shot we're going to get at the overtake. It is a big dive. There was the rubbing of panels, and I'm on a very wonky line down here. Impegga's going to have to hold it though. We're side by side. We've got 2 more corners to go. Oh, we lost the back end through a very, very critical part of it. We had to have a go. That was the one place that we could, and sadly I did not have the rear end grip to make it stick. Maybe we should have done it on the previous lap. Although previous lap we were a bit further back when we got to that corner. That was a bloody good race. I like that car. That is a nice car. Well, I say it's a nice car. I really like the way that one drives. We get fastest lap of the race. It's very close between me and Impegga there. Yeah, that actually kind of it suits my driving style. I don't know how that compares to normal A-Class cars, but that was a lot of fun. Okay, that thing is pretty damn cool, I have to say. Perhaps the wackiest of vehicles added with the Hot Wheels DLC is the Harvester, the International Harvester Loadstar CO 1600. I mean, there's not much of that left, I don't think. It's got a big V8 in the middle, and it's weird, but it's kind of cool. It's a fun thing to have, most definitely, in this one. And we're going to go racing with them. Well, first of all, we're going to go racing with stock. That's their mid C-Class. Actually, quite similar PI to the stock Nash. They're also not as heavy as you might think. They're about 3,000 pounds, which isn't actually a crazy amount, mostly because it's, I guess, just a frame and an engine. There's a bit of bodywork at the front. It's a wacky thing, but I kind of like it because it's so wacky. It should be entertaining for racing, at least that is the hope. The gearbox is naff, basically. It is a 3-speed, I think, and third is just so crazy long that it's almost useless. So we will probably run it in second for absolutely long as we can. That's a little bit wonky through there. But as far as to drive goes, it actually isn't that bad. It might look insane, but it really doesn't drive all that differently to a C-Class vehicle. It's got 480 odd horsepower, but quite big tyres, so it actually deals with said power quite well, and with the gearbox being a bit dumb, it doesn't really have too many issues. The gears also being so long, it's actually not that bad. We're on the outside up here. Oh, we got a little bit of a lag jitter. That is not what we needed there. We're still getting this really good run on the outside there. Clark will hold the lead. We're side by side still with Gliska. We have a good run though. Can we get? We can't get alongside Impega. We're going to maybe have a look to the outside of Impega here. We're trying to keep this. So we will be on the outside of Gliska now for 3 corners, and somehow we're still holding on. I think we might have to eventually yield through there. Gliska has to work for that pass. Christ, so we almost held on to it, but couldn't quite. I mean, often, say, the inverse law of FailRace. It's been a while since we brought that one out, but the sillier the vehicle, the better the racing. And this is quite a silly vehicle, but the racing is good, the driving is pretty solid. Oh, that is a completely unintentional dive bomb there. They braked way earlier through there than I was expecting. That's not really an excuse, but yeah, I was completely caught out by how early they were braking there. But whoops, never mind. We will try and recover a little bit of time lost through that. Gliska pings the wall. We get a good run out of the final corner. Visibility is a little smidge difficult. Trying to see. It can sometimes happen with the bigger vehicles. Gliska's going to defend down towards turn 1 because they saw how difficult it was for us to try to go around the outside last time around. A little slide from the blue truck. Impega actually made a little mistake through turn 1 and has fallen off the back of Clark's vehicle. It's a very, very close group. 5 seconds cover 12 vehicles in this. It's just one line of harvesters currently going on. I made a mistake through there. It's just like everyone that makes these little mistakes. You just brush the wall somewhere, you lose that few tenths of a second. You just fall off the back of the vehicle ahead, and you can't catch up. Do I want first? Up there, maybe? Oh, I'm not sure. Maybe not, actually. It's about to get very busy behind us, I feel. We've got to be looking behind as well as forward in all of this. Now, we've got 2 more laps. Gliska clobbers the wall really hard that time. That was a little too much on the running wide. So Gliska's now lost the ground to Impega and Clark. We have a good run down here. Is Gliska going to cover the inside? It's so difficult in a one-make race to have that big dive. You've got to believe that you've got way more. You've got the braking that much better than the vehicle ahead, and I just wasn't convinced that I was going to be able to, not from that far back. So we're just going to bide our time. We're kind of hoping for us to win. Impega and Clark have to slow each other down, and I have to find a way past Gliska quickly. It's going to be very difficult to win from here. Not impossible, though, of course. Fights will slow trucks down, will slow people down. Mistakes can be made. Is second going to work out of here? Yes, we'll go behind the lamppost and not hit the wall, but it was still a slow run up the hill regardless. This is a very, very close group of vehicles. There hasn't actually been much in the way of overtaking. Gliska's again, Gliska's having a real bad time at that final corner. In fact, Gliska's bad time at the final corner actually really gave us some trouble because I couldn't pull my truck away before we ended up almost in the back of the blue machine. So we're going to have a go at the inside at turn 1. I should have braked late. Gliska was spot on the brakes. I was braked a smidge too early. That was not great by me. Oh, bloody hell. Actually, I lost a lot of time. Blakey's right there. They're still fighting for the lead. Got to be careful I don't lose 4th here. Yeah, I should have been later on the brakes. I thought that was a good place to get on the brakes for me, but it wasn't. Oh, there's fences in the way. Blakey's going to hit it as well, though. We will go down to first. I don't know. Really difficult to tell. We have still got a bit of a gap. Now, will Gliska have issues with the wall? Impega's still there looking for a way past here on the final lap. Lakey's giving us a helping hand around there. It's going to be a big train. It's a train of trucks towards the finish line. Clark has held on to take a victory in this one from Impega. We will come home in 4th. That was a hell of a train around it. But look at the lap times. 1 minute 0, 59.9, 59.9, 1 minute 2, 59.9, 1 minute 1, 59.6 for Danger Man, probably the only one running in clean air, 59.9 again. That might be one of the most ridiculous groups of vehicles we've seen, just stuck together on the racetrack. for a very long time. We move on to an upgraded race with these harvesters. I already spy one truck with, I think, race tyres alongside me. That's going to be an interesting one. So yeah, building to B class. I have gone for vintage race tyres and power in mine. There's 618 horsepower. It sounds like quite a lot, but the problem with this vehicle is the aerodynamics. I mean, it is a wall, quite literally, and it doesn't really cut through the air very well, so you can give it a lot of power, but top speed is going to be not much, whatever you do to it. But I hope I got acceleration. The wing is stupid. I didn't put the Forza wing on it. As you can see, it's essentially a Forza wing that's mounted onto what is already the wing of the truck. So it's a bit silly, really. But yeah, I haven't gone for that. It's not just because it looks dumb, but also because I wanted maybe some straight lines. But I don't really know if it makes a huge amount of difference really on this because it's so aero limited elsewhere. But I figured maybe that's a way to get a little bit of speed. Of course, the gearbox is gone. We don't have the terrible 3-speed. A bit of back of Danger Man's that's all sorts of crossed up, and I had just nowhere to go. Unfortunately, Ollie was at the place that could escape Danger Man's struggling truck, and yeah, I couldn't. Oh, that's a bit risky, jumping across towards the checkpoint there. So we are not going to be as good through these corners as some, although we are potentially better than others around the turns. I don't know if anyone's still sticking it with standard tyres or anything like that. Oh, come on, actually maybe... I'm trying to remember now, because I built all these in one go. This might be vintage race or something standard, I can't remember now. But regardless, I haven't got race tyres because I wanted more power in it. That was the hope. We're going to go barrelling along up towards 120 miles an hour, but that is about as much as we're going to get before we hit the aero limit. Now, Danger Man's truck does have a lot more power. There's a lot more power built. However, you know, it comes a little bit undone in the corners. Impego leads from Chris and Ollie through turn 1 as we kept 2 wheels on the circuit. Just. I'm always going to look for a way past. Oh, I have to give some space, I think, eventually through there. Yeah, can't fend that one off forever, which is a shame. Oh, a bit light going over the crest. Come on, truck. We can maybe work our way back. We've got a better line through here, which is something. Do I want to gear? Probably. No, we'll wait until we're heading on to start-finish straight to try and get to 4. Let's say, gearing should be a lot more sensible in this. Now, I would imagine, although I'm not 100% sure, I'd imagine the slipstream would have a big effect in this vehicle. So this is something we do know in Forza, that the vehicle that you are drafting, the size of it does matter. A big van, for example, you get a bigger tow from. Not a huge amount, no, but you do. It is a thing that occurs. And theoretically, these would probably create one of the biggest holes in the air of any vehicle in the game. I mean, you know, things like the Unimog, sure, but this is the Iron Knight, maybe? This thing has got some decent pace about it. Again, it looks absurd, and I'm sure whatever thumbnail image I use, this looks insane. It really doesn't drive insane, it just drives like a normal vehicle, which surprises me a lot. You kind of expect it to be ridiculous, but it really doesn't handle too badly. Yes, it might be based on an international harvester. I suspect there's not much of that actually left underneath all of this. Oh, trying to get to the inside of Longbow, not going to make it happen. Ollie's a second and is pulling away from Chris. We need a big toe down here to try and get close enough to maybe make something happen. I think leave it in 4th maybe up the hill. Is that the way to go with my gearbox? Maybe. Oh, Longbow hasn't really pulled away, having got in front of me. Goes a little bit on the grass through there and then slides when it rejoins. Slides off towards the wall. Keeps it together though. Can we look for, say, a way past? Maybe. In the race tyres, I'm pretty sure are in second. Longbow's tyres look like they've got similar tread to mine, so I'd imagine also on the vintage race tyres. Don't know what Chris is going to be running, and Pega has definitely got the fastest truck here. None of us have got an answer for that one. We are just doing, the theme of this video has been stare at the back of the car ahead for a large number of laps and probably not find a way past. To be fair, Longbow caught and passed us, and then we have sort of tried our very best to cling on as much as possible here for this maybe 5th place. Maybe better though, you never know what might happen on this final lap. Longbow has Caught up quite well to third. Still not got turn. I'm still not happy with how I'm taking turn 1. Do we want third on the exit? Maybe not. Now maybe it's quite short, of course. Yeah, not 100% short. Bear in mind, this is all the first time driving these modified vehicles for any more than a very brief test spin. First time in a, full race situation. Oh, come on. We're going to get close, but it's just not going to be enough, is it? Oh, big understeer through there. I kind of have to throw it at the course now. I'm not any fear of losing positions from behind, so I just kind of chucked it through there and hoped it was not enough. It's not quite quick enough for mine here. It didn't quite work. And Pegasus was phenomenally fast. Ollie would get to second, took a little while getting past the grey truck, but got there. Yeah, we kind of watched the battles. It was good. Mine was not bad. Lap time wise, Ollie's was the quickest, 59.1. We were not too shabby at 1 minute 2. We were kind of more similar to Green. It was close though. Again, pretty damn close racing. In fact, Dangerman and Clark at identical lap time. We have managed to get these things incredibly close in terms of lap times, but they're quite good fun. Yeah, let's look at a couple of vehicles from the Hot Wheels DLC. They're really cool. I like them. They actually drive really nicely. They look wacky. Yeah, I say it's a little bit expensive, 7 quid, 8 quid for some vehicles that you probably aren't going to use a huge amount necessarily. I like wacky cars, so I do like this sort of stuff, and they do drive well, and you can have some really good fun racing with them. But yeah, it is sort of, what is there, 8 wacky weird vehicles. So 6 wacky weird vehicles. So yeah, if you're not so into this stuff, I can understand it's probably going to be a bit of a miss. But yeah, I like these. These are cool additions in many ways, and yeah, they drive actually very well. That though is going to be it for this video. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, a goodbye.